Welcome to week 2 of 2017. The last full week before Trump becomes not my president. Let's see. So we got webcomics to talk about. Actually, a new Good Comp Cat Comp has updated, so we actually get to talk about that. Cool. So let's get started with Dark Crusader. The only thing I can really say about this week's strip is that I really love the first panel. One, I love the idea that Dapper has her that willing to tattoo Earth 1 on the equator. And two, I love the idea of the same person from two different dimensions having similar body language, almost like looking at a mirror, but slightly different. Besides this week's strip, I also drew some more cards for the Dark Crusader card game, but I can't show you guys. I leave all public sneak peek decisions to Michael Maxwell, the writer. You'll have to follow our Facebook to see sneaks. To see sneak peeks. To see sneaks. Great, there's a lawnmower going on. So you're going to hear that in the background. What can I say about this week's Good Comp Cat Comp comic? So when I got the script, it was not necessarily written that Good Cop was not going to know about Bad Cop's attack. But the first time I read the script, that's exactly how I envisioned it. The difficult part was trying to figure out why Good Cop's back was going to be to the criminal. But then I remembered that there's a water cooler in that corner. I love it when a Good Cop Cat Cop script comes my way. It's a fun comic to work on. I like the characters, plus I love it that we let readers submit their photos to become the criminal. You can do that. The rules on doing that you can find on our Facebook page. First, I'd like to complain that last week's episode talked about some comics that were supposed to be mentioned in this week's episode. Thanks a lot, Jimmy, from last week. Shit. Specifically, this week's Sunday and Monday. But we can still talk about the comics between Tuesday and Saturday. Like this panel, for instance. A lot of times when I draw myself drawing, I like to put something on the paper. This one, I actually put the original uncolored, uncleaned up image of the scanned comic onto the piece of paper. Like some sort of comicception. This week had another addition to the Burst of Bovey running gag. A running gag that I've been doing for 2 years now. It always has the same plot, the same setup, where I ask how it's worked, he gives a vague word that leads to the punchline. For example, here's all the punchlines I've done for this running gag so far. Now in that last one, the background changed, and that's because in October, I made a video that needed a more detailed setting. I'm actually pretty excited to talk about this next comic, because there's a lot that went into the creation of it. The first panel had a peach pit of a heart with some ribs in the far background and then a lung on the side. When creating this look for my chest cavity, I was inspired by the game Limbo. Now as far as the inspiration of this character, there's a little bit of Angelica Houston from Disney's Captain EO, and a bit of the Martians from Mars Attacks, and just a little bit of Gollum from Lord of the Rings. Besides all of the visual inspiration of this comic is also was also made to introduce my friend Adrian, my musical friend Adrian, into 2017. It's also one of the many times I forget to draw my mustache. Talking about characters I need to introduce for the new year, here's Tabby and Michael in their introduction strip. And whenever I introduce Michael, I usually like to point out how long we've been friends. Also during this week was the first Pie Guy comic strip of the year. That's it for all the comics that I worked on this week. I did do another drawing for Trump Doodle Tuesday. And since this video goes up on Wednesdays, there's already a third Trump Doodle Tuesday drawing on my Instagram. Now let's talk about what I'm doing as far as appearances in January. The first one is actually this upcoming Saturday, and it's not so much an appearance as much as I'm going to go do the Women's March in Riverside. I was originally planning to go to the one in LA, but then I found out about one that is more geographically convenient for me. So back in November, I started doing this thing where I do free sketches for charity. It was during Black Friday I did sketches for tips, and all the tips I donated to the water protectors fighting against the Dakota Access Pipeline. Then in December, I did it for Midnight Mission. Yeah, that's the charity I did it for. And then this month I'm going to be doing it for Planned Parenthood. All the tips are going to be donated to Planned Parenthood. And basically I decided that at the last Wednesday of every month I'm going to do a charity like this. So if you live near Rancho Cucamonga, you should stop on by and get a free sketch. Then the last weekend is pretty busy, and these are actual appearances. I'm going to have a table at these events. On Saturday, I'll be at the Progressive Expo in San Bernardino, and then on Sunday, I'll be at the Claremont Packing House Comics and Collectibles Show, which on that Sunday, I'll be doing custom Valentine's Day cards. You combine with your favorite movie, TV show, character, whatever, and I'll make you a Valentine's Day card right then and there. It only takes a few seconds. And that is all I got to talk about for this week. So, I'll see you next week.